you knew back then what you know now, would you have gone another direction? I would have done it again. I would have changed the way that I cut ties with TL. I would have gone back and been fully transparent with them the whole time. And I would have done it a very different way. But I would have done it again because I learned a lot. I learned a lot with C9. The knowledge that I gained is like invaluable. I'm the most experienced jumping for so many roles. Well, it's not just a role jumping, it's like a full-on team dynamic jump, right? So, and playstyle jumps. So TSM, right? When I played at TSM, we played zone heavy. We played fast rotates. We played heavy positioning, right? And on TSM, I was very much a fragger. I was a martyr, almost. To an extent, I was a martyr. Going into certain fights, you know, like on the path, I'm creating an opening, I'm grappling and I'm throwing my body in there, and I'm good for one. You know, like that's literally, like I'm good for one. That's the idea that I had going in, grappling on people is like, I kill one, and we'll be okay. That was my idea going in every fight. All I need is one kill or at least 150 damage, and we'll be okay. And then, you know, TL. Playing semi-edge, playing like a reserved edge playstyle and like a, how can I word it? I don't really know what to call the TL playstyle that we had. It was weird, you know, like sometimes we played early, sometimes we played really, really late. But like it kind of worked. We didn't like carve, we played like a passive edge style. It was super weird. But it worked, you know? And then going to C9 and playing a hyper-aggressive style, right? A hyper-aggressive edge style. I've played so many different, not only different roles, but the different play styles in competitive that like the knowledge that I have is like just the sheer amount of knowledge and experience that I have is more than probably any player in the scene. And I mean that in like the least ego way possible. Like it's literally like, because it's all done at the highest level, right? It's all done with tier 1 teams. That's the only reason I say that. So I feel like I can implement that knowledge really well as an IGL, as an adaptive IGL. Because I'll know, you know, when a zone pulls to the POI I land at or pulls near me, I'll know, you know, how do we not die here? You know, like how do I get these guaranteed points? You know, where like other teams that strictly play edge, they might fumble. You know, because they're not familiar with how to play zone or vice versa, you know. Zone pulls away from me, I'll have a game plan in my head. I'll know what to do. I'll never be, I guess the point of what I'm saying is I'll never be without a play because of my past experiences, you know. I think that given a year, I think I can confidently say by the time the next LAN happens, I can bring a team to be, I can make a team a top 5 team in the region. IGLing it. And I've always, yeah, like I've always had other great players around me. Like the amount of information that I soaked playing under Hal, the amount of information that I gained playing with TL, learning from Brandon, learning from Hodsik, and then with C9 learning not just, how can I word it? Not just learning how to play edge, but learning confidence from C9 and learning what I want from like an analyst or coach or, you know, like what I feel that I need to be prepared, learning that from PvP is really, really big for me. No cap, I love Zach and Naughty, but I think PvP is my favorite part of C9. It's really close between all three, but I think PvP was my favorite, no cap. I think PvP was my favorite. I'm excited to start a roster, or join a roster, and grow with them together. Because I really think this will be the roster that I go the furthest with. If you start a roster, what's the thought process for getting into ALGS? Oh, what's the process? You have to go through Challenger circuit. I'm willing to do that. That gives me time to grow and learn. Did you discover that passion now more than ever? LAN being back. I love going to LAN. I love interacting with all the fans. I love being on stage and, you know, putting on a fucking show. I love it. That's why I do what I do. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be on stage in front of like thousands of people playing the fucking games, bro. I knew what I wanted. It's just fun. Just like the energy is just unmatched. I fucking love it. Like when you're on stage, you can't really like hear everything that's going on, but you can kind of feel it. You know, like when you make an insane play and you're like, wow, holy fuck, that was crazy. And you can kind of like feel the energy from the crowd. You know, like the crowd's going fucking nuts over what you just did. Like that shit just fuels you. I don't know. I love it. You don't get that with online shit at all. Win the NRG roster if you could? No. Not very interested in NRG. What's that seer/caustic Zach was talking about? Oh, me not wanting to bounce between the two? Oh, no. Okay. So at LAN, we decided we were going to play Seer because the audio in-game was really bad. That was why we played Seer. Because the audio was really bad. So we were saying that I was either going to be playing Gibby or Caustic, right? Or I was going to bounce from playing Gibby to playing Caustic depending on the map. And I didn't want to do that because I didn't believe that I, as a player, could find consistency doing that because they're two different playstyles. So I just said, fuck it, if this is what we're going to do, just put me on Gibby the whole time. So I went into playing LAN on Gibby after not having played Gibby in about a month and a half, and like it very obviously showed. I want to be the primary /solo IGL. I want to have a team dynamic with autonomy among the players. I want to be a voice that's heard and respected on the roster, but I don't want to oppress my teammates' playstyles. I want them to have their own playstyles and grow into them and learn their limits without me needing to tell them. I don't like microing other players very much. Yeah, don't talk shit about Zach. There's no reason to talk shit about Zach. Let me try full IGL. I just don't really think I need to. I can IGL at a high level, but I don't think I need to be in full control of like everything my teammates are doing. Like I can find us a spot, get us in a great spot to play out the game, do everything like that, and make us win the game. But I don't need to like micro every little move they're doing. I need to micro bubbles and shit like that, you know? Ideal input split in mind? I want to play with 2 controller players. And I want 2 confident controller players. Legend, would you want to play on your new pro team? I don't care. I'll play anything. Except for Gibby. You know what? For the right players, I'll play Gibby. If you don't find a team, are you going to compete through qualifiers with a new team? Yeah. That's on being a fragger. I feel like that's what you fit best, and nothing should automatically be a controller role. Like, you can frag on M&K, but like, I don't know. It's way harder. A chance of a TSM return? How many players do they have on their roster? I might not be able to count, but I think they have 3. Chances of me back on TSM are literally 0.